Greetings. Tony Davis coming to you from MOE Public Speaking Leadership Academy. How many of you are hungry? How many of you have been hungry and felt the hunger pain inside or your stomach rumbling? And you said, I just need a little something. How hungry were you for that little something? And what were you willing to do to get that little something to just ease the hunger? In life, we all got to be hungry, and we have to stay hungry, because once we get full, we truly become empty. Because once we become full, we think that there is nothing else to learn, and that we've learned everything that we need to know. That's not being hungry, and that is definitely not being content. That is becoming lazy and ineffective. Your life is about staying hungry. Your life is about moving forward, feeding that hunger, and allowing your hunger for different tastes to drive you. We have to strive on a daily basis for different flavors. Once we get used to one flavor, our taste buds become numb to that. Once we master one skill, our mind becomes used to it, and it no longer expands. Understanding neuroplasticity, which is just the brain's ability to change and adapt to different stimuli. When we allow our brains to change and adapt to different stimuli, we grow. We become more creative. We become more wiser, and we begin to see out of different lenses of the mind. And there's a paradox that the more we hold on to, the less we receive. When we let go, we begin to gain more. And the paradox is just looking at things on the flip side and not holding on to those things that are holding us down. And some of those things could be the pictures that we paint for ourselves in our mind. This thing that we call life. It's an amazing thing that we call life. In life, we're going to have those ups and those downs. In life, we're going to we're going to hit some plateaus. We're going to hit some ceilings. However, we have to stay hungry. Hungry for knowledge. Hungry for love. Hungry for peace. And hungry for different communication styles. Because in today's life we live in, we have to become interdependent upon those other people that are around us. They may not speak the same language that we speak, and they may not look the same as we look, and they may not eat the same foods, and definitely may not dress alike. But those are all exterior things. We have to become hungry to know who they are, because once we get to know who they are, we can truly begin to see who we truly are just as well. Being hungry for life. Being hungry to discover more of who you are. There were three people in $1 bill. One man was going to work one morning, and he seen a dollar bill that was on the ground. He picked up the dollar bill, and the dollar bill was a little dirty. And he picked up the dollar bill and said, well, I don't need that. He dropped the dollar bill back down. A young lady came by. She's on her way to work. She seen a dollar bill. She picked it up, and she said, I don't need this dollar bill. It's dirty. A homeless guy walked by. He was hungry. He picked up that dollar bill. And as soon as he picked up that dollar bill, his mind began to work to feed that hunger that he had. Now, he could have went to the store and bought chips today are 2 for $1. He could have went to the store and bought a bag of chips and maybe a little sippy cup, something to wash it down. But he wanted a sandwich. And he wanted something, a bottle of water, just to wash it down, just to feel some normalcy, just to feed that hunger for that moment. And that hunger was going to give him some peace and some solace. And that hunger was going to allow him to feel human. And he knew he had to work to feed that hunger. So he stood outside and he asked for quarters, nickels, and dimes until he was able to get enough to get what he truly wanted to feed that hunger, even if it was just for a little while. He didn't see the dollar as just being a dollar. He seen that dollar as something to feed his hunger, to fill him just for the moment. And he worked to feed that hunger. He didn't just allow that dollar just to be a dollar. How many of you today are hungry enough to get up and go to work for it? To get up and go to work for those things that you truly desire and stop settling for what you have. Let that hunger inside you be that fuel for you to pick up that key. Keep educating yourself. To overcome being poor, passing over opportunities repeatedly, thinking that you have enough. Let's stay hungry. And let's begin to feed that hunger for more. Because this life has more to offer and has more to give. Let's not become full and just sit back on the couch. And let's not make snap judgments and why other people continue to move forward and why they have those things that we desire. They have those things that we desire because they're hungry and they're willing to do what they need to do in order to feed that hunger. If you're hungry for other than what you have and your stomach is rumbling, one small step will lead to greater steps. But we have to be hungry enough to take that small step. Just in conversation, let's begin to feed that hunger. And let's not get so full that we fall asleep. I'm full now. I think I'll take a nap. When you feed yourself, the food you feed yourself is supposed to energize you, not put you to sleep. When you eat and the food puts you to sleep, as they say, the only thing comes to a sleeper is but a dream. Eat to energize. Let that hunger drive you for more. Practice those 3 P's: patience, persistence, and positivity. Help another if you can. And let's not make snap judgments about what others have that we may not have, because that says something about us. We have more than most, and we can share some of that. But also, if someone else is hungry, and you know that they're hungry, let's help to feed them, as someone else is going to come to help to feed us. Because we're definitely interdependent upon one another. Stay hungry, stay focused, and continue to love life, even with its ups and downs and its twists and turns. And, we get to that fork in the road sometime and don't know which way to turn. If you're hungry enough, you'll make a decision. And we don't know whether the decision is right or wrong until we make it. And as Shakespeare once said, nothing is good nor bad unless we make it so. So let's get up and move today. Let's begin to feed our hunger. And let's work to fill whatever void that may be. In closing, I encourage you to look at life as a growing opportunity. Let's not look at the obstacles that are in front of us, but let's look at the path through the trees. Feed your hunger. Continue to learn. And another quote that says, it's not what we leave in material possessions that counts the most. It's what we leave internally that counts the most. Tony Davis coming to you from MOE, Public Speaking Leadership Academy. If there's anything that resonated with you with this video, please hit the like button, give a thumbs up, and comment and share.